what's poppin' with y'all? Welcome back to another motherfucking episode of the Thin Line Between Genius and Insanity podcast, hosted by yours truly. OG, no, fuck that, man. It's episode 200 and motherfucking 20. Bring that bitch back for them hating ass niggas in the back. Let them know who I'm is. I am the flyest, highest, coolest, smoothest motherfucking host of them all. OG! Hatch, me what the fuck going on, man? What's poppin' with y'all? Hopefully out there looking good, feeling good, staying safe. There's a whole lot of shit going on nutrition meditation each and every motherfucking episode. Was a shout out to everybody around the world that's tapped and joined the conversation. I truly appreciate all the love and support, man. It's keep this empire brick by motherfucking brick. Long-winded AF, okay? It's been a little minute since I did an intro on this bitch. Jesus Christ. I want to say a shout out to everybody around the world that's tapped in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Audio, Mac, etc., all DSPs, man. Tell a friend, your boy OGHatch got a motherfucking show. You tapped it on YouTube at OGHatchTV. Ring that bell, subscribe to the channel, all the good shit that YouTube would say. Look, man. I took a week off, okay? Fuck. Don't kill me. I had to take a little week off, man. Last episode 219. My boy BZ, man, my boy BG, my boy Ace Wright, my boy Brandon. He came on the motherfucking me popping. Round of applause for him. It was a beautiful episode. That was my first time talking to bro in a long-winded form in over 10, 12 years, to be honest with you. We chit-chat over social media and stuff like that, but for us to sit down and give you guys that in 2 hours of great motherfucking me content, I was highly motherfucking me blown away, you know what I'm saying, just by his mic presence, no Diddy, you know what I'm saying. It was just a great episode in my personal opinion. One of my favorite guest slots, just because we touched on so many different topics, and I genuinely was interested in his motherfucking take. So shout out to everybody that reached out to me and gave me the great feedback. Everybody that reached out said they fuck with dude, they want him to come on the show more. Shout out to y'all, man. I'm really gonna put more thought into bringing more people back onto the platform. I go through these waves of where I want to bring people on the show, when I don't want to bring people on the show, just because, I gotta be honest with you, man. Like, as of late, there's been a few people coming up to me want to come on the show, right? And the people that I've told directly, like, yo, we can make that shit work, we've already had those conversations. But there's been a lot more people want to come onto the podcast. And that's a great feeling, so people are engaged and people want to come on. People are identifying you doing some great shit. I've been doing this for a little minute now, so to finally get that recognition locally, it's starting to feel, you know what I'm saying, good, you know what I mean? But I go through these ebbs and flows of wanting to bring people on this platform just because this isn't a guest-oriented show, and something about people who I know don't listen to my motherfucking me show wanting to come on my show bothers me. Something about that truly fucking bothers me. And I know in this content game, in this networking game, you gotta do certain things to get certain looks. Even when you know motherfuckers ain't really fucking with you like that, you bring them on your platform and try to bait that audience, bait that engagement from their followers and stuff like that. So there is a game you have to play with this shit. And a lot of times, man, I sit back and I'm like, maybe the pod isn't known as the best fucking show on earth globally yet because I don't play the motherfucking game. And a lot of times I kind of, make excuses like, man, I work too much. I don't got enough time to implement myself into this social media game. But then I have to think of, like, I'm the same nigga that had 6 or 7 different social media Instagram pages because I truly don't fuck with Instagram. I tell people all the time, if I had my original Instagram account, bro, I would have like 20,000 followers or something like that pre-podcast. But I kept deleting that shit because I truly get bothered scrolling up and down Instagram and seeing people's lives that I truly don't give a fuck about. Like, I got a lot going on up here. I got a lot going on in this big ass head of mine that I can't consume other people's lives when I truly don't give a fuck about them. I don't want to know about your highlight of a Wednesday. Oh shit, lunch with Bae. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, eat a dick. But it's like, that's just the type of person I am. And I understand I live in a morbid motherfucking world. I'm colorblind. I see the world fucking gray and black, bitch. Like, I don't see this rainbow shit, all you bubbly motherfuckers. I'm jealous, bitch. So I have that type of mentality. So when I come on this podcast and I take this shit so serious, where I talk about my trauma, I talk about how the murder of my father has permanently damaged me. When I talk about, you know what I'm saying, not having the relationship with my family that I used to have, that I once desired, how those things have changed over time. When I talk about me and the one chick that I made my girlfriend in my adult life fucking gave me an STD. When I come on here and I talk about these things and I pour my passion and my soul into this podcast, I get offended when people who I know don't fucking listen to my shit just want to come on my shit just because. Because we talk about a lot of shit on this podcast. Last episode's a little bit different. I said when I had Beezy on the motherfucking me show, that was the first guest slot that I had on here where we truly just kept it motherfucking me pop culture related. Everyone else, we talk about some serious shit. Even with the one with Corey, I talked about some serious shit about me, you know what I'm saying, possibly bringing a child into this world. And that nigga being there for me. I can't just sit back and want niggas to come on here and promote their music. Like, fam, I'm not bumping that shit. I'm not listening to that shit. Why would I tell the people that's listening to me cry about my real motherfucking me trauma, tell them to go listen to your music? I'm not listening to your fucking music. It don't fit. I'm not a clout chaser. I'm not a moment chaser. I'm not none of that. I'm a catalog maker, nigga. Wow. I'm an impactful motherfucker. But with that being said, I just get a little bothered when I know people who don't tap in with me want to come on my pod and talk about some shit. Talk about what, nigga? But then again, that could be me in my own motherfucking me way because I go through these ebbs and motherfucking me flows. But in the midst of me taking my, you know, like 2-week break, I guess it was, from the last episode, I always feel like when I take a little break, I always come back with a super deep, reflective ass episode just because I've had a little bit more time to sit in my own shit and reflect things, you know, reflect upon things, I should say. You know, I was having this talk with my mom like 2 days ago, right? You know, I got some shit going on behind the scenes that, you know, I made some bad decisions, you know, financially as of late. And it wasn't even like I was spending. It was just, you know, vacations were taken, you know, unpaid days were in play. And it slipped my mind. And since it slipped my mind, I wasn't able to prepare for certain things that was coming up that was very motherfucking important. Now, you know what I'm saying, moves was made to get things in order to where shit is be okay. But I was really upset with myself because as I was telling my mom, you know, my life has been a blur for like the last like 8 months. And I don't really know how to, I can't control a lot of this shit. It's like I'm working. And by me working and doing all these things, it keeps me in that tunnel vision. Remember a few cycles ago on this podcast, I always talked about how my mind was like it was one track. I had my mind on one thing and it was just tunnel vision on shit. I've some way in trying to get out of that, it's like I've modified the shit and I'm right back in that situation. I don't really have time to think about my personal life, the heavy shit I got going on. Ever since I had that hate crime shit happen at me in my job, where motherfuckers vandalized my car and shit like that, I've been trying to find ways to get back to the old me. And I hate coming on this podcast and talking about that shit because I feel like as a nigga who's 6'4", 300 and some pounds, I'm too damn big to be trying to come off as a victim. And I hate that because it does make me feel like a piece of me still isn't all the way fully back. A motherfucker didn't lay hands on me or nothing like that, but it truly was the first time in my life to where I was actually shown racism. Like racism was actually right there targeted towards me. It was the first time in my life that's ever taken place. I've had a girl tell me my skin was the color of an Oreo and slap the shit out of me in middle school and stuff like that. But for a motherfucker to draw imagery of somebody getting lynched, my father was murdered due to strangulation, that shit struck a different chord with me, you know what I'm saying? So ever since that moment, I've been trying to just get the old Hatch back. So I've just been staying focused, staying busy. I found that as my way of, you know, so not thinking about what motherfuckers did to me. because it's very traumatic when I was trying to, you know, go back to that place and being around all these white folks um, who got the same face to me now. Like they all got the same face to me. They all come off the same way. I don't know which one of these motherfuckers did it. And it's like that shit in the movies where you see a motherfucker in the movie and it's like he'd be in an office setting, right? And you just hear all the whispers and shit. That shit was real. That truly was happening to me. So to avoid that, I just been working, picked up another job to keep my mind off the bullshit. Every time I have time to just sit and think, my mind directly goes back to what a motherfucker did to me. My mind goes directly to all the negative shit in my life. You know, with my other job at the dispensary, I come on this platform and talk about. You know, I'm a bud tender. You know, and I sell weed, bitch. I sell a lot of fucking dope. But there's also a position at that job to where you're a greeter. You check people in. So you at the door and shit like that. And I hate that fucking position. There's two reasons why I hate that position. The reason why I hate that position is because it reminds me of what I used to do at Walmart, where I used to be a fucking door greeter. And it just makes me think I'm taking steps backward in life. Every time I'm doing it, it makes me think I'm fucking just taking steps backward, that I'm nowhere near closer to my goals than I once thought I was. But the main reason why I truly hate checking people in, being at the door and standing there and shit is because it gives me time to think. Wow. Like I don't. It's weird, man. I've been feeling so off lately because it hasn't truly just been, my life hasn't truly just been about Hatch. It's just been about working in pod, working in pod. And when I do get a few hours to myself, I'm fucking knocked out. I'm asleep. I'm fucked up. Like my body, my life, and everything is just, it's off kilter. But the moments where I'm forced to just chill the fuck out on some easy shit, like forced to just, hey yo, be cool, easy money, sit there and chill, my nigga. The moments I'm forced to do that, I'm instantly self-reflecting and self-pitying and putting myself down because of the bullshit that's going on, the bullshit that's happened, and the poor job I've done to reclaim my motherfucking self. And it's odd, man. It's odd. It's been very odd because I've talked with my mom about this shit. I've talked with my therapist about this shit. And we've talked about these things over and over, time and time again. And I don't know exactly what to motherfucking me do. I don't know if I should just, continue to force myself into working hard, force myself into my craft to get over things. How motherfuckers used to say this was my sanctuary. Remember, like when Kobe had the rape case in Colorado going on, the nigga he kept playing basketball because the basketball court was his sanctuary. When an artist, a rapper, a musician, that go through some shit, they'll lock themselves in the studio. Um, you know, it's like I've been doing that. And there's been times where I thought that shit was helping, where I thought that shit was working. But, as of late, when I find myself just drowning in all that work, and I'm starting to lose sight on pivotal things, I'm starting to forget important things. Like, it's weird. It's like my short-term memory has been crazy. It's been crazy off. Like, it's been wild. Like, I just haven't been in the in the headspace I need to be personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, work life and podcast life, like, shit's been on the uptick. But personally, since I've blocked out my personal feelings and my, what my personal needs and wants, you know what I mean? And just directly focused on work, that, I've done some slippage in the growth that I worked so hard to motherfucking gain. So that's what the fuck I've been reflecting on. Long story short, that's what the fuck I've been reflecting on, man. But the interesting thing is that I will be having a lot more time to focus on the podcast. I've taken a leave from my primary job. Things have been going on. I told you about the hate crime situation. We've gotten to a moment in time to where a leave has been needed. So I'll be taking a leave from work, and I'll be having a lot more time. But I want to make sure I take that time, bro, and actually do this and take the steps to get myself back on track. You know, I've lost my, I've used other vices, worked real hard. You know what I'm saying? Women, more weed. You know what I'm saying? More isolation time. I've used so many different vices to try to get back. Um, that I just want to finally take a step back and get back on the healthy tip. You know, I was sitting back thinking like, you know, I was talking to a customer and shit. They was like, um, they was buying some weed, but they didn't smoke. They was buying it for like their significant other or something like that. He was like, yeah, man, I've never done it. I've never smoked. And usually when I come across those people, it's just like, oh, okay, then that's what's up. But this time I was like, damn. And I kind of was reflecting because, you know, recently, you know, RIP to B King, he passed away from like a pulmonary embolism or something like that, like a blood clot in his lung. Uh, and granted, he was a big dude, but he was losing a lot of motherfucking weight. And we hear this time and time again in our culture. So motherfuckers be big and they wait too late in life to start getting their health right. Like, dude was almost 40 years old. Like, you can't be waiting in your 30s to try to get your shit right. And as I say that, nigga, I'm 29 years old. As I just mentioned earlier on this platform, nigga, I'm 6'4", 300 and something pounds. Like, I'm not the healthiest. I'm not healthy at all. Like, I've looked in the mirror then every day, and I just reflect on, yo, you were a total different being 2 years ago. And I have to accept that fact every time I look in the motherfucking mirror. But with this time I'm finna take from the, you know, with this leave, this will be the last episode before this leave takes place. I'm gonna have like 12, 13 weeks to just lock in on myself and focus on myself. I really want to take this time to get a better job. Get a better job to where I don't have to work two jobs. Get a job that actually fucking appreciates my fucking degree. Like, I didn't fucking graduate from college for no reason. Like, I have to implement that shit. We enter in a critical time in my life to where I need to figure out what the fuck I'm finna do going forward. I'm finna be 30 next year. I'm finna be 30 next year. I can't still be the motherfucker when people ask me what job do I want, what do I want to do with the rest of my life. I can't keep sitting there giving their ass the blank face. Fucking a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take this time to actually take the time to get another job. Go hard on the job search. Like, I can't keep doing this two job shit. Like, I'm around motherfuckers I don't even like that. I'm not a people person. I'm not a people person, so I'm sitting. Most of my motherfucking me day, I'm putting on a fucking fake front. You know what I'm saying? Trying not to come off as the attitude having big black nigga with the locks. So I gotta put on the front and laugh at corny ass jokes all day and, you know what I'm saying, fake smile with motherfuckers. That shit is draining so much of my energy that I'm losing a piece of myself. I'm drowning. But it's real shit, man. I want to take this time to get back in the gym. I want to take this time to get back on eating healthy. Like, all this two job shit, motherfuckers don't. I realize why motherfuckers be big and out of shape when they working night shifts and all that shit. You ain't got time to cook shit. Motherfucker, I'm up at 5:45 in the morning, clocking into a job at 6, getting off at 2:30, getting to the other job at 4, ain't getting home till down there 11 o'clock at night just to start the shit all over the next motherfucking me day. Fuck you think I'm eating, nigga? You think I'm eating motherfucking me fruits and veggies? Fuck no, bitch. Ultimate cheeseburger, bitch. Double large the fries. Dip them bitches back in the grease. Add more salt. You got smoothies? Give them to me. I want shakes. I want all this shit. Give me the cookies. Give me the brownies. Give me all that shit. And what you think I'm doing in my spare time? I'm not hitting the gym. My exercise was fucking. Come on now. I'm over killing myself. But it's real shit. I want to take this time to just get back to me, bro. I want to take this time to get back to me. Get back in that gym. I was a gym nigga every day. Gym nigga every day. I want to get back to eating healthy every day. I want to get back to just enjoying time and spend time with my fucking dog. Like, I just want to get back to being me. I need to hit a fucking reset on life, dog. Like, I truly motherfucking be doing. As I sit back and think about the leave I'm finna take, You know, I gotta ask myself, why the fuck wasn't I been doing this shit? Wow. I feel like motherfuckers should take a leave being there every year, every 2 years type. Should just take a leave from work. It's 100% paid. But it's the real, man. You know, it's one thing to keep coming in here talking about the pop culture, which we're about to get into. But it's real shit going on in this apartment, man. It's real shit going on in my life. It's just motherfuckers be looking at me as the guy that's super, you know, stable, super, got my shit together, super, you know, it'd be wild when I be at work sometimes. I just peep how some people look at they think they're like, oh, this nigga, you get all the hoes, you do this, you do that, like life's good. It's like, yo, my nigga, I'm chilling. I ain't even on that. Like I'm cooling. Like people's people's assumptions of me, their projections of me, it'd be the wildest shit in the world. Hey, it goes back to when I be talking to people that I went to high school with. They always like, oh, you was like the coolest dude in school. Like everybody loved Hatch. Like every time I seen you, was like laughing and joking and making people laugh. And it's like, yo, fam, I don't remember that. They be like, yo, B, nah, B, wrong guy. Wrong guy, buddy. It's like, I don't remember that. What I remember is the nigga I was around all the cool people, but I never thought I was like the cool guy of the cool people. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like I was the dude who was just cool, who happened to be cool with everybody. I wasn't the dude in high school who was driving. I ain't had my fucking license, dude. I wasn't the nigga who was, you know what I'm saying, the best athlete. That became my senior year. Like, yeah, my senior year, like, wasn't none of them niggas fucking with me. Like, athletically, I was the nigga. I was the number one guy. Like, that's just facts. Like, don't give a fuck what that's just facts. By the time we graduated and walked that stage, yes, Hatch was the numero uno athlete in that bitch. But I didn't have dreams to go nowhere. I didn't have none of that. I always felt like I was trying to figure my way out type shit. And it's the same thing now. Like people look at me and they see me and I had a motherfucker come to me the other day and tell me that motherfuckers was coming up to me. It was these two chicks coming up to my job looking for me to come shoot an OnlyFans. Wow. Like, I don't believe shit like that, but motherfuckers is swearing up and down this shit was true. I don't believe shit like that. Like motherfuckers look at shit like that, like, oh, Hatch is popping. Hatch is just out here doing the willy-nilly. No, bitch, I'm just as clueless as you. But it's like it's just the projection and the assumption that really bothers me. You know what I mean? I wanna somehow make those things match. I wanna have my actual life match what motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, think of me. And I've always thought like, yo, if that shit ever happened to where my life actually matched what people thought was going on, like my nigga, I would be unstoppable. Wow. Like I would truly be fucking unstoppable. And I don't know if that's a sign that people see things in me, see great things in me, see these things, these qualities in me. I don't know if that's what this is, but it's just one of those things, man, to where it's truly time to make where the rubber meets the motherfucking road. And I named this podcast The Thin Line Between Genius and Insanity because in every aspect of my life, that's truly what the fuck it is. When it comes to this show, me doing it in the format that I do it, as much as I want to hit home, and I'm doing it for a motherfucking reason. Everything on this podcast has been done strategically. As much as I want to keep hitting that home, am I fucking tripping? Am I not? Do I need to switch some things up? How do I plan on becoming the best podcast in the world if motherfuckers ain't hearing? How do I keep telling myself, lock yourself in, just keep going, keep grinding, keep building this catalog, and one day it's gonna pay off? That's the same thing as a motherfucker doing the same thing 1,000 times, expecting the same result, and he's not getting it. When you see images of Kobe Bryant in the motherfucking me gym, and he got a broke right arm, but he's shooting with his left hand, we applaud that shit. He's putting in his 10,000 hours. But what do we say to the motherfucker who put in that $10,000 but didn't become one of the greatest of all time? What do we say to that motherfucker that put in that $10,000 that we don't even motherfucking know? You ever seen Any Given Sunday? Where that nigga told him for every Randy Moss, every Jerry Rice, there's 1,000 motherfuckers you ain't never heard of. That's real, my nigga. I name this shit because that shit hits home in every aspect of my motherfucking life. Case in point, I just told you, I locked myself in the grind. I picked up more jobs. I picked up all this time, just keep working, keep working, keep working. But ain't shit truly changed on a personal level. I'm still as fucked up now as I was a year ago. I'm still fucked up now as I was 5 years ago. But all this other shit is going on. You know, we always grew up on that saying, you know, you work smarter, not harder. You know what I mean? We always heard that you work smarter, not harder. And I was always a nigga who always had a hard time grasping it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times the nigga who was working smarter and not harder, we kind of called them niggas lazy. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And I still got that fucked up mentality where I want to put in as much hard work as I can. Hard work. Ooh, it's gonna pay off. I'm gonna appreciate that shit more. Bullshit. I want it easy. I want this shit easy. No more hard stuff. Take this shit off all Madden. Let's play on Pro for a minute. Let's stat pad for a minute. I don't know. I didn't expect this personal portion of the episode to go this far, so moving on. But moving the fuck on, man. You know, since last time I came here on some solo dolo shit, you know, the Olympics was going on. You got the track and field events about to start. As of right now, you know, one of the highlights from the track and field portion of the Olympics was, you know, Sha'Carri Richardson, she ended up taking silver in the 100-meter dash. She did real home the gold for the 4x1 women's team. You had motherfucker like Gabby Thomas. I think she probably had the best Olympic run this year. She won gold in the 200, you know what I'm saying, gold in the 4x1. You know what I'm saying? She what she do? She ran she was on the 4x4 team as well, won gold and that. Like she really had a great motherfucking Olympics. You had disappointing things with my boy Christian Coleman. I just found out he was dating Sha'Carri Richardson. What the fuck? I thought Sha'Carri was gay this whole time. I ain't gonna lie, I could have sworn Sha'Carri had a girlfriend like a year or two ago. But you know how it is now. Everybody's fucking everybody, baby. But a guy like him, he's one of my guys, man, and he's had a disappointing year, man. Just everything that happened at the Olympics happened at the trials, happened at the events before that. I think he's getting up in age, and nobody can beat Christian Coleman in 60 meters. He did lose the indoor session to Noah Lyles right before the trials, which kind of led me to believe he was going to have a rough Olympics anyway. But it's just, he had a rough one, man. To not even really get anything done on the individual stage. You had the 4x1, the men's 4x1, who you had him, Fred Curley, fucking Kung Fu Kenny Benerick, and I forget the other dude. I think he filled in for Noah Lyles because Noah Lyles ended up catching COVID or some shit like that. That 4x1 men's team, if not win gold, supposed to medal easily. To have Christian Coleman and fucking Kenny Benerick have a horrible fucking exchange of the baton and get disqualified, it just had me looking at Christian Coleman like it may be time for bro to hang it up. Just because his running style, you can't finish races. You know what I mean? So that was very disappointing. I wasn't too disappointed in Noah Lyles taking second in the 200. He did win the 100, which isn't his primary race. That's something he just started to pick up on. The 200 is his race. Noah Lyles has always been an interesting nigga to me. I fuck with Noah Lyles heavy. I fuck with Noah Lyles because I understand that track and field niggas, those track niggas, it's a clear distinction of track niggas. The niggas who do the hurdles, 8 times out of 10, them niggas is gay. Wow. 8 times out of 10, the niggas who do the hurdles is gay as a motherfucker. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But just from my experience in high school, my experience of watching motherfuckers do track events, 8 times out of 10, the man that does hurdles, he's gay. The other niggas on the track team who run 200, 100, 400, them niggas be corny and lame as a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. You can look at any sport, basketball, football, baseball, wrestling, nigga, track and field. The track niggas is gonna be the lamest niggas out of all of them. I'm not talking about the hybrid niggas who do basketball and they do high jump. I ain't talking about them niggas. The football, the running back who do the 100. No, nigga. I'm talking about them niggas who is just strictly track. Them niggas be lame as a motherfucker. They personalities be a little bit different. So Noah Lyles is always fit in that group for me as the lame ass track nigga, but you can't deny his motherfucking talent. And also, it's important to identify Noah Lyles suffers from, like, he's autistic, he has ADHD. It's a lot of shit that's going on with Noah Lyles. And it's important for me to highlight those things because I think his perception, the way he's received from his own country is very, very disappointing. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Noah Lyles isn't an arrogant motherfucker, a cocky motherfucker. He's the third fastest man of all time. Wow. He's the third fastest man of all time. He's supposed to be cocky when it's talking about running fast, my nigga. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to hear him cocky talking about playing basketball, playing checkers, playing chess. I don't want him talking he can cook. No, shut the fuck up, nigga. When they come to talk about moving your feet fast, talk your shit. Especially when the last nigga we known to be the fastest nigga in the world was a Jamaican. We finally got an American nigga and we don't treat him as such. But it's disappointing seeing that a person who has autism, ADHD, and asthma, and anxiety, and all these elements in these conditions, that people are sensitive to that fact. We just look at him as an athlete, and I get that's how it's supposed to be. You want it's equality out here, but usually when somebody's fighting so many different fights, we acknowledge that. You know, when that nigga, what was that nigga name who had the wristbands and shit? And he was cheating. He was like the cyclist. Is it Lance Armstrong? I don't want to sound stupid on my own fucking show. I know it's dead in the same name the nigga who walked from the moon or some shit. I'm gonna just say Lance Armstrong. Fuck it. I don't like fact checking shit. He was faking he had cancer or some shit. And every time he won, it just wasn't magnificent that the nigga won. It was like, damn, bro got cancer. He a survivor and he's still whooping y'all ass. Like, it was blown the fuck up. Maybe he had the little wristbands that, like, it was like Lance Strong or some shit like that. And I'm talking everybody had them fucking wristbands, except my broke ass. Like, everybody had them shits but me. And I was salty as fuck. But then he found out he was cheating and he was lying about having cancer. Everybody just like shitted on bro. But they built him up. We never built Noah Lyles up. And I don't want to hear it's because the nigga's black. No, fuck that. I don't want to hear that. Usain Bolt was a cocky motherfucker. He ain't doing shit Usain Bolt wasn't doing. But we loved Usain Bolt. We ate that nigga up. No diddy. But a nigga like Noah Lyles, it was motherfuckers hoping Noah Lyles lost. And I get he said what he said about the NBA not being world champions. You're not finna sit here and tell him because a nigga said the facts. That's finna make me hope a nigga lose for our country? I'm talking about, my nigga, I'm not even a patriotic motherfucker. You couldn't convince me to go fight a war for this country. I think that's probably the dumbest motherfucking thing a nigga could do. You finna go to war? You finna go in that fucking battlefield for a country you can't even walk your ass to the corner and get some Skittles for? Wow. See, I talk crazy to motherfuckers when they bring that shit to me. But I salute every motherfucking body who say, no, I want to go do this shit. You just can't convince me to do no shit like that. I'm not a patriotic motherfucker. When the national anthem is being sung, I don't sing that shit. I never sung that shit. I stopped singing that shit in elementary school. I always found that time to think about my Lakers, nigga. Like, man, what would Kobe do right now? I never sung that bullshit, especially after the shit that happened with Colin Kaepernick. I'm not a patriotic motherfucker. Ain't shit in my apartment right now that has symbolized I'm from America. Like, this shit in English, that's about it. But when the Olympics come around, you can't tell me shit, nigga. USA. All that racist shit, we'll talk about that shit in 2 weeks. Right now, fuck them Brazilians, fuck them Spaniards, fuck them Nigerians. We on y'all ass. So it was blowing my mind when I seen niggas actually rooting for dudes to lose. Grant, nigga, he got anxiety, he got ADHD, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. He got all that shit going on, and nobody gave a fuck. Like, granted, USA, we have a gold standard when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, winning gold. And we have a arrogance about ourselves because we are the best athletes in the fucking world, numbers-wise, right? So we have a gold standard. Nigga don't win gold, nigga, sorry-ass nigga. But to know a nigga won gold in the 100, and then he took silver with COVID, that's crazy. Wow. Whether or not you believe a nigga had COVID, I'm not finna get into that. I don't really give a fuck. If they came out and it just wasn't his team saying he had COVID, the actual Olympic and Team USA committee said, no, bro actually tested positive for COVID, I'm rolling with bro had COVID. You finna tell me a nigga ran 19 seconds in a 200 and took second? He's the second fastest nigga in the world with COVID? Come on, nigga, like what the fuck? I watched the Flash. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's interesting because a lot of times with athletes, I'm used to having like basketball players and football players be the circle of attention, right? And a lot of times when they be in the media for like, you know, controversy, some shit like that, they can go out there and just continue to play their game, and eventually they'll put on performances that people will start to forget. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck was truly going on. They can get that villain label removed off them a lot faster. When it comes to a nigga like Noah Lyles, it's like, yo, Crody, niggas only truly care about you every 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga like me, all year round, you will find me on YouTube watching like Diamond League races and shit like that. I would watch some Noah Lyles races. Not live, but I'll watch them highlights as soon as they upload it to motherfucking me YouTube. I do it all year long. All year long, I'm watching track and field events on YouTube. But for the majority of the people in our country alone, nobody gives a fuck about you but every 4 years. So it's gonna be a lot harder for a nigga like Noah Lyles to remove that villain label. I remember what was my man name? He was for the U.S. He got popped for cheating. He kept losing to Usain Bolt, but he ended up beating Usain like the last time they raced. He was a fucking stud. He was old as a motherfucker, still burnt. Justin motherfucking Gatlin. Justin Gatlin is one of the best fucking athletes ever. But nobody in the United States truly gives a fuck about Justin Gatlin. You gotta be a motherfucker that actually just appreciate the craft a nigga had to put in to truly give a fuck about Justin Gatlin. A lot of motherfuckers don't even know who Justin Gatlin is. And that was a nigga on our own soil. So it's gonna be interesting for a nigga like Noah Lyles, man, to remove that villain role in a sport like that, especially when you already don't have a personality that a lot of people can grasp to. So I've never seen it before, nigga win such pivotal medals and awards and hold such standard in the world for our country, and still on his own homeland, motherfuckers just don't give a fuck. Like in other countries, them motherfuckers be having like nationwide parades and shit. Like it'd be like stretch limousines pulling them niggas from driving niggas across the country when they win fucking bronze or some shit like that. A nigga like Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson and all our, Grant Holloway and Rob Benjamin and, Sidney McLaughlin, all these great athletes we have in our own country, they win gold, like Simone Biles. They win gold and all that shit. What the fuck, they get a Subway commercial? Like, they don't get shit. We just move on to NFL season finna start. Like, it's wild to me. But it is wild that Noah Lyles can go from hero to villain in the same goddamn race. It truly is a wild ass motherfucking thing. It truly is. But moving on, man. Let's get into this nigga Tyrese real fast. The internet is a wild, wild place, man. The internet is a place where you can't take yourself too serious. You gotta be able to make fun of yourself when it comes to the internet, right? But I think one of the most challenging aspects when it comes to the internet is people actually deciphering the message from the messenger. There's people out there that has a certain knack for being naturally entertaining. No matter if it's on some serious shit, some dramatic shit, people will find humor and whatever the fuck they're saying. Wow. And there's pros and cons to that. You can make a good career from that. You can make a good name for yourself out of that. But also, the backside of that is once people start to look at you a certain way, that can have a negative aspect on your motherfucking life. Case in point, Tyrese. I come from an age where I know Tyrese from being an actor first, singer second. Wow. And I know that's a little backwards. He came out in a Pepsi commercial, but he was a singer first, and he started venturing off into movies and shit. As me growing up, I directly associated the nigga with movies first, then motherfucking me singing. To me, he was like a motherfucking me Jamie Foxx. Wow. And it's disrespectful to him because he took the proper steps in his motherfucking career. But I never looked at it in a negative way. But I've always thought Tyrese was a cool nigga. I thought he was one of them cool black ass niggas who could sing. Ladies loved him. He was one of them cool black bald niggas that he fit that stereotypical, the bald, big head nigga, black as a motherfucker, big ass white teeth. Like, he fit that little Bill ass, stereotype. And I thought it was cool. Like, it was Ty motherfucking me Reese. You know what I'm saying? These are the signs of love making. Are you my zodiac freak? Like, that's Tyrese, nigga. Transformers, Belly, you know what I'm saying? Baby Boy, you know what I'm saying? Fast and Furious. That's Ty motherfucking Reese, nigga. I never looked at Tyrese and associated him with some corny shit. These last 5 years, though. These last 5 years has been very, not even 5 to 10 years for real, has been very eventful for Tyrese. It goes back to the Paul Walker passing. It goes back to, him and his wife getting divorces, him and The Rock getting into it on the set of Fast and Furious. There's been a lot of things going on the last couple of years about Tyrese that have made people look at Tyrese like, this nigga's tripping. This nigga's crazy. This nigga's probably going broke. There's been things that kind of made people shine certain lights on Tyrese. Tyrese recently went on the Breakfast Club. Tyrese doing a promo right now. He did he got a movie coming out called 1992. I talked about on this show, being produced by Snoop Dogg, about the whole Watts riot and stuff like that. Recently, Tyrese went viral for going to a fucking Rams preseason game, cosplaying as Marvin Gaye. Wow. Don't know why he was doing that. But I chose to believe that maybe he has a Marvin Gaye biopic or something coming out or something like that. Who knows? We know when it comes to acting and Tyrese, trying to get certain roles, he does certain things. Case in point, go look up the Tyrese Django motherfucking me rehearsal. Like, that shit is crazy. Seeing him trying to get the role of Django is probably the funniest shit I've seen in my motherfucking life, okay? But it's like, when he went on the Breakfast Club, We knew this was going to be something that was going to be tying together all the crazy shit that's happened in Tyrese's life. I want to play a clip because as I said that on the internet it's hard for people to decipher the message from the messenger. I want to play a clip. And there's so much going on in this clip. I want to see how many people can actually pick up on the true message of all this shit that's going on. We got the video for the people.
Letting it go?
Yeah, because you've been holding it the whole interview.
Okay.
I've been watching you.
You asked me a question. You should have never asked the question if you didn't want to see how hard it's been to get through. Okay, do you not cry? You might not bring it to the radio, but this is what being grown is. I'm not doing this.
I mean, well, my makeup going mess up, right?
Hear me.
Michael said you're sick today.
Hear me. Black men cry. When divorces happen, women aren't the only one that are devastated.
Wow.
When a miscarriage happens, women are not the only one that you should be checking on.
Wow.
When you can't put food on the table because your career goes up and then it goes down, stop calling, skipping over the man, and just checking on the woman.
Wow.
This is real shit out here. I'm gonna wipe my own tears.
How my makeup for you?
I love you, sis. When you do things from the heart, it affects hearts. That's what beautiful pain is.
Wow.
Y'all might outsell me the first week. I made a fucking classic. Some of the most legendary movies in the world didn't do well in the box office. Baby Boy bombed. Do your research. Is it a classic?
Oh, yeah.
Is Baby Boy a classic?
Hell yeah.
People didn't even know who the fuck I was as an actor when that movie came out. Baby Boy don't even still got a network. Praise God. If the movie bombed in the box office, why is it the only movie that they still playing on BET every day? Don't confuse data and numbers and popularity with the reality of what affects hearts.
Wow.
I'm a grown-ass man. I'm going to tell y'all something about 1992, as well as The Masked Singer when I did that show. Praise God for Nick Cannon. Shout out to him. I was really a masked singer. I needed that mask so fucking bad. I needed that money from that show so bad. I didn't have it in me to go stand on that fucking stage and sing. And praise God, I had a mask on. Because while I was on stage singing, if they had seen my face under that mask, listen, if it all ends for me tomorrow, I never sold you on fake. None of this jewelry on my arm is real. Don't love me because of no fucking diamonds. Take all this shit. This bracelet right here look real as a motherfucker. This shit was $23 on Amazon.
Wow. You said
nothing. Hear me out.
I haven't looked.
It don't look fake, right?
Wow.
If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jewelry, reality is reality.
Wow.
And we're going to stop it right there. And it's real shit, man. You know, and if I'm being real with y'all, man, you know, as the rest of the motherfucking internet was laughing and poking fun at Tyrese for this shit, I was watching that whole interview teary-eyed, bro. Because I relate to that shit so much, man. Like, niggas cried. Look at the shit we was just talking about before we got to this Tyrese. All that shit ties in perfect. That shit wasn't planned. That shit just happened, nigga. It's real shit that's going on out here, bro. And a lot of times, man, we forget what these motherfuckers is going through, what people is going through. I tell people all the time, my nigga. Everybody got a story. You know, the whole world been sitting around calling Tyrese crazy. Yo, Tyrese just had a divorce. Tyrese just had a miscarriage. Like, motherfuckers was giving Tyrese shit until we truly found out, no, his wife left him for no reason. She just up and left. There wasn't no beefing, it wasn't no argument, it wasn't shit. She was there one day, then she just wasn't.
Wow.
Do you know how I gotta feel for a nigga to find a woman that he fell in love with, that he wants to give his whole life to, that everything's going good, and then she just leaves?
Wow.
It wasn't no argument. It wasn't nothing. She just left. Mentally, he's fucked up. He just lost a child. He's fucked up. But on the outside looking in, when we see a motherfucker expressing their feelings on social media, when we looking at them like, oh, nigga, you rich. You got this, that, and the third. It was a rumor that Tyrese had a Starbucks in his backyard.
Wow.
He had a fucking giant-sized transformer, and next to it was a fucking actual Starbucks, like an actual Starbucks, my nigga, that you can go in that bitch and get Starbucks in his backyard. Niggas ain't never thought Tyrese was broke, so when you on the outside looking in like, oh, nigga, you rich, famous, you got this, that, and the third. You the nigga that sings Signs of Love, making you know it's some bitches around. You was just in Fast and Furious. Why are you so mad? Why are you so down in the dumps? When we see a nigga getting on camera telling us, what more do you want from me when a woman is taking this nigga to court trying to get all this goddamn money? We laughing at that nigga. We think this nigga going through a mental breakdown. He better be going through a mental fucking breakdown. But it gets looked down upon and judged because as a black man, you're not supposed to express those feelings. You're supposed to have your fucking head up high and be strong and mighty and, you know what I'm saying, let shit roll off your back. The moment you start expressing the things that you've been holding on to for 10, 15 years, motherfuckers think you crazy. The moment in time you start to be vulnerable and open and accept the fact that you've been through real shit and you open with the shit you've been through, motherfuckers think you crazy. That man just got out there and told you when he did the master, he needed that fucking money. This movie he doing with Snoop Dogg, he need that fucking money. But we look at these people like they fucking crazy, like they tripping, they losing their fucking mind. No, it's real life shit going on. It's real life shit going on, man. And I guess the point of that is like even in that clip, there's so much going on in that one clip. And it bothers me because you got somebody like Charlamagne the God who always, you know, I look up to Charlamagne when it comes to this podcast shit. He's one of the guys who made me want to get in front of a mic. But it always saddens me to see a nigga like Charlamagne. He wanted to make fun of Tyrese that day. He didn't bring Tyrese in there on no mental health shit. He didn't bring Tyrese in there on some, you know what I'm saying, oh, I'm the nigga that just wrote some books about, you know what I'm saying, mental health. Let's dissect this man's mental health and get this man the help he deserves. When a nigga sitting there, you know what I'm saying, being vulnerable and his voice is cracking and everything, and he telling you about some real shit, you sitting there giggling and he-heing and ha-haing, that makes me look at you a certain type of way, Dirty. Like, I can't hold that. That makes you look at you a certain type of motherfucking way. Like he said, you shouldn't have you shouldn't have asked the fucking question. You want to sit there and poke fun. This ain't the first time I seen Charlamagne do some shit like this. This ain't the first time I ain't seen a motherfucker who you know going through some real shit. You want to get some jokes off. But you ain't had shit to say when fucking Joe Biden told your pussy ass you ain't black if you don't vote for him. You ain't never there. You ain't had shit to say when Michael Rubin was telling your ass about black on black issues. Where the fuck was your light bulb going off then? All the wise words you put in these motherfucking books. Why the fuck you ain't checking these white men then? But you want to make fun of the nigga who got some shit on his motherfucking heart. And don't get it twisted. Is the shit funny? The shit's funny when a nigga talk about the housemaid. I don't know. When he does that shit's funny. But it's a problem that I see happen a lot. And it's not even about being in my community. It's social media culture. In social media culture, a lot of times the message can't get deciphered because motherfuckers too focused on the goddamn messenger. It's wild to me, man. Like a nigga who pumped that mental health shit so much, who pumps that shit so much, will be the loudest nigga laughing in that goddamn room.
Wow.
That's crazy to me, dog. That's crazy to me. And it's like, I tell you all the time, I try to put myself in these people's shoes, like, before I give my opinion on shit, like, voice my, cause I can go in sometimes. Like, sometimes I can really just go too hard on motherfuckers. I gotta put myself in the mindset, damn, I just lost one of my best friends. Damn, I had a miscarriage. Damn, these bills is billing. After COVID, everybody's struggling, my nigga. Like, that's just the facts. Unless you Drake. But also, motherfucker had miscarriage. I had I helped the chick get an abortion. I ain't know if the baby was mine, nigga. I was down in the dumps.
Wow.
Imagine having a whole miscarriage. I'm getting a divorce from the woman that I ain't even do shit wrong. She just don't want me no more. Like, I married her, I'm giving, like, she's entitled to all my shit, and now she just leaving. Like,
Wow.
she I got by a gold digger, my nigga. I'm in court, and I gotta pay $100 and some thousand a month for my kids.
Wow.
I'm hurting out here. I can only imagine being in that shit, in them shoes, dog. And when I get on social media and I talk about what's just going on in my actual life, motherfuckers tell me I'm having a mental breakdown.
Wow.
Duh. Duh, motherfucker. But it's wild to me, man. It's always been wild. It's always gonna be wild. But for a nigga like Tyrese to have the balls to get on that platform and do what he did, I commend him because it's a lot, man. It's a lot going on, bro. It's one thing for me to get on my platform and talk about what I'm going through. Because, yeah, like, I know motherfuckers gonna hear it. And it's odd now, for doing this podcast because, I be talking about, like, my real life shit, my everyday trauma and shit like that. And it's people in my everyday life now, that's listening to this shit. It's people that's, tuned in and tapped in. And I got people coming up to me talking about shit I was talking about on the podcast now.
Wow.
And it's odd, like, even like before I came in and recorded today, I was like, bro, am I really finna come in here and talk about, the shit I've been going through these last couple of days? Just because just last night niggas was coming up to me talking about some shit I talked about on this podcast. I'm not in that I'm not in that safe space no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in that, I'm just not the nigga talking in his living room no more. It's actually motherfuckers listening in the city now. It's actually motherfuckers coming up to me, talking about this shit that I was talking about on this podcast. And it's not even like recent episodes. It'd be like episodes from months ago and niggas just coming up to me recently talking about they tapped into that shit. So it's like, I'm just not the nigga talking to the camera in his living room no more. So it's even taking a little bit more out of me to come here and talk about this real shit. Imagine going on a platform where millions of people go listen to your shit. Imagine going on a platform for a fact you finna go viral.
Wow.
Imagine going on a platform in your culture, you probably finna be the butt of the jokes.
Wow.
Imagine doing that. And the whole time you supposed to be on a press run for a fucking movie.
Wow.
Wow. Shout out to motherfucking me, Tyrese, man. It takes a lot of motherfucking me balls, man. Truly motherfucking do. But moving on. Sticking in the industry real fast. I want to get to some shit that Post Malone said. Post Malone is probably one of the biggest stars in the world right now. I don't get into that whole musical genius bullshit. I don't really believe niggas is musical geniuses like that. I believe there has been some. The Quincy Joneses, the Princes, the Michael Jacksons, Dr. Dre, Pharrell. There's a few motherfuckers, all right? I'm not finna call every nigga that go platinum a goddamn musical genius. A nigga like Post Malone, he became known on the scene for doing the whole White Iverson. He did the whole typical white dude, culture vulture, braids, grill. You know what I'm saying? He did the whole typical white dude shit. Let's throw a pizzazz on him. Now he's part of the culture. You know, it's the typical shit that they always do. He made his name, got his money, quickly transitioned over to that rock shit, that pop shit, all that other shit. You ain't heard another fucking White Iverson rap song type like that from Post Malone since then. He used that shit to get his foot in the goddamn door like all the white people always do when it comes to African American culture. Don't really care. I'm not mad about that. Post Malone has always been one of those dudes where I seen him on camera at like an event, at his shows. He always looked like he was just high and drunk as a motherfucker. And everybody's always said, like, Post Malone be fucked up on that stage. He got a problem for real. And Post Malone was in denial for so long. He finally recently came out and admitted like he had a motherfucking me drinking problem. He said, yo, I got a problem. And I've always been one of those dudes, like I salute niggas who admit their faults. Like I know my flaws, I know my issues, things I gotta work on. I always commend motherfuckers who can take the time to identify those things for themselves. But it's one thing to identify your motherfucking flaws and faults and stuff like that. But the moment you identify those and you still make excuses, I don't know if that necessarily counts as you growing, my nigga. Taking the right steps, my nigga. The reason why I say that is because a nigga like Post Malone, he came out and said, yes, I have a drinking problem, but he blamed his drinking problem, his drug problems, and all his addictions on being labeled a culture vulture. Wow. This nigga blamed black people for having a drinking problem. Wow. How the fuck? Do you know how much white privilege a nigga gotta have to come over, infiltrate a whole motherfucking B culture, take they sound, take they wave, make millions off that shit, and then turn around and blame them same people? Wow. Do you know how much that screams white? Do you understand that, nigga? I've never heard a nigga blame the culture for his drinking problem. My nigga, you don't even make rap music. So you mean tell me because you made one rap song, then parlayed that shit into a whole country, pop, rock, whatever the fuck you do, genre of music, you still drinking because niggas was talking about you as culture vulturing? Are you fucking serious, Post Malone? Are you fucking serious? This ain't a nigga. He ain't gonna change. He ain't putting down the bottle. No time soon. No fucking time soon is this nigga gonna put down the bottle. You can't even be real with your motherfucking self. You grasping for straws, looking for sympathy and empathy, talking about niggas you drink because niggas was calling you a culture vulture. If I'm being real with you, the motherfucking me noise for Post Malone being a culture vulture wasn't even that goddamn loud. Wow. It wasn't even that goddamn loud. It should have been much, much louder, to be real with you. I can't believe the audacity this nigga truly motherfucking had to get up on that motherfucking platform and say he had a drinking problem because niggas was calling him a culture vulture. Are you serious, nigga? It be statements like that from white people that make you really just question how they truly feel about niggas. They truly do. Because if you gonna blame niggas for your drinking problems, for your fuck ups, it truly makes me think what the fuck you truly be saying in your own household. Because you playing that victim role too smooth, my nigga. Way too motherfucking me smooth. Like I'm finna, you know what? I'm finna pull a Post Malone, man. Fuck it. I got trust issues, you know what I'm saying? I got trust issues and all that shit. Because motherfuckers was calling me ain't shit, nigga. Women be calling me players and all that shit. They say I'm a player. They say I got community dick. They say all this negative shit about me. Just for those reasons, I'm finna start drinking. I'm finna start drinking because bitches think I'm a player. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Bum ass nigga. I hate niggas like that, bro. Just for that, I ain't finna eat Raisin Canes for a week. Fuck that bitch ass nigga. Real motherfucking me talk, man. But moving on. You know, You know, hip hop has been an interesting place. We've talked about the beef. We talked about Big Sean. We talked about a lot of things. You know, since the rap beef, people have been asking, should Drake get the fuck out of here? Should Drake go on the vacation that he truly said he was going to do when he dropped the Heart Part 6? When he said he was going to go on for a little break, y'all can have this, have a little fun. I'll be back type shit. Drake never left. Drake has been in the public eye. Drake has been doing the trolling shit on Instagram. Drake has been dropping features with pop singers and all this bullshit. Drake has done everything but rap.
Wow.
Like, I just keep it. Drake has done everything but fucking rap.
Wow.
You nigga Kendrick said, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he acts up. Drake been singing ever since. And I'm not saying he pussy, but I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, damn, nigga, like, give me a boom bap just because. Hit up Alchemist real fast. Damn. Drake dropped 100 gigs of bullshit. Let's just keep it a bean, man. I'm not one of those dudes. I'm not a Drake fan, bro. Like, I'm just not, dog. And I don't even mean that to be like, dude, whack or nothing like that. I'm just not a Drake fan. I don't like the singing Drake. I'm not into that. I don't give a fuck about all this. I don't like the fucking popcorn Drake. I don't like this fucking the Great Britain Drake. I don't like the fucking Afro Beast Drake. I don't like none of that shit, bro. Like, that shit don't get no play in my ride, though. It just really don't. Now, when Drake got a bop going on, I'ma play that shit. But I'm not the nigga who just likes to consume all things Drake. It has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar. I think when I seen the shit that Drake was dropping, fucking BTS scenes of him on stage with Rihanna performing some song, him in the studio, you know what I'm saying, recording some song. I don't give a fuck about that shit. The only way I would consume that shit in a manner that I would truly care about is if he actually had a documentary. You dropping 100 gigabytes of bullshit, that was nothing to me. And it was nothing to the people because it didn't even last long. The impact of that didn't even last long. You had people talking about Drake was reminding people this is why we love Drake. Is that what that did for y'all? In the midst of all those clips and all that bullshit, there was 3 songs that was released. Him with a song with Lotto, him in a song with Young Thug and 21 Savage, which is pretty cool. That's pretty decent. It's a nice little. It's the same old Drake, you know, Drake, 21, Young Thug. You can almost hear that song in your mind without even ever listening to that goddamn song before. And it was another song. I don't even remember what the fuck that was. Drake dropped 100 gigs. My question is this, bro. Where does Drake go from there? Like, let's keep it a beat. Drake music ain't performing like it usually does. I think they said this was the first time, like, these 3 songs, none of them had like 1 million streams in like a day or some shit. Like, it was some wild shit that, like, Drake has had this streak going on for like 13 years or something like that. And everything that he's put out since the beef with Kendrick has underperformed. Those features he had with that Claudio bitch, that shit flopped. Those songs, that feature he had with Ceci Red, that shit flopped. These 3 songs he put out, that shit flopped. I'm not saying Drake, if he put an album out, it wouldn't go platinum or something like that. I still think Drake has a big enough fan base to where he can perform. But I don't think he's not moving in the right way. Like, if I'm being real with you, my nigga, if I just had beef with a nigga and he came out talking about some, I like Drake with the melodies, I don't like Drake when he acts up, just keep making me dance, wave my hands, and there won't be no threat. If a nigga keeps saying that to me, my nigga, I'm coming out rapping. I'm coming out talking shit. I'm not singing no more. I'm not bringing you pop songs. I'm not announcing that I'm finna make an R&B album with Party Next Door. Like, I'm not doing those things. I'm not doing that. I'm finna make sure niggas know I ain't pussy. I'm finna make sure niggas know I'm coming correctly. I'm not saying you gotta keep dissing a nigga, but why are you not rapping? Even the song with Lil Yachty, the whole SOD, Stacks on Deck, Super Soaker, she's super wet, whatever the fuck he said on that fucking song, he's not rapping. And that's what I look for with Drake. So anytime a nigga like me is talking about Drake, I'm talking about Drake rapping. I like the little melodic songs and shit like that when you actually rapping too. I like the Certified Lover Boy album. It was decent. But it's like everything Drake has done since then is making me look at Drake like, bro, you looking like a fucking goofy out here. You a billionaire, ain't you? Go on the vacation you said you was gonna go on. There's no way the nigga that beat you should be walking away more gracefully. Kendrick beat you and he went right back into hibernation. You don't even hear niggas clamoring for a Kendrick album no more. Niggas is just like, you know what? All right, he hit us with the whoopsie days. You know, he went back to his old ways. Album be coming next 2 years type shit. We accepted that. But it's like Drake fans is not, they won't even allow Drake to properly take the time to reestablish himself as that nigga. There's not a Kendrick Lamar fan out there that doesn't think Drake isn't that nigga. But everything he's done since that rap beef has signified I'm not that nigga. You got niggas acting like Drake is out here just still performing, still doing the things he's been doing since that rap beef. Fuck no, buddy. All them songs he's been putting out has been fucking ass. Let's keep it a bang. They've been ass for real. It's time for Drake to move the needle creatively. It's time for Drake to put out a motherfucking me bop. We need a hit. No more of these loosies. We need a hit, my nigga. You're not in the moment in time in your career to where you can just be putting out loosies and putting out shit that you think is alright. You need a #1 hit song right now. That's the only way Drake can get over the allegations that motherfuckers is saying Kendrick ended him. I'm a Kendrick fan. Do I think Kendrick ended Drake? No, I don't. I think the only thing that can end Drake is Drake. If Drake keep putting out these subpar ass records, and by the time we get to a Kendrick Lamar album and that shit is slaps, yeah, that's when we're gonna be looking at Drake a little bit different. Because you reaching that time in your career to where nigga you might be getting old. And I say that with all due respect. I remember it was a few months ago I came on this podcast. And I was talking about how smart it was, but how what Drake does, Drake's primary target audience is fucking kids. Not kids, but like the fucking 18 to 24 range. Young adults. That college early adult fan base, that's who Drake targets music for. So when everybody was always talking about Drake talking to younger women and so who he make his music for, being younger kids and shit like that, I never truly got mad at the shit because I understood it. He doesn't play the game everybody else does. Drake don't give a fuck about his fans that grow up. Once them fans grow up, he don't even try to make music that still appeals to them. He's literally trying to keep the youth. And it comes a moment in time, my nigga, because if we even go back to before the Kendrick Lamar beat, what was the album before? All the Dogs came out. That got negative feedback. He had to drop the fucking deluxe with fucking songs with J. Cole and shit like that. The Scary Hours Part 2 version of it for it to even get some type of respect. Niggas was highly disappointed for All the Dogs. And Drake has been fighting these motherfucking not Drake fell off allegations, but motherfuckers been looking at Drake like, yo, my nigga, what the fuck are you doing for a minute now? The whole Kendrick beef, that shit just happened. That was unfortunate. But now we getting right back to that aspect of, my nigga, what the fuck are you doing musically? You got Yachty unfollowing him on Instagram and all that shit. I don't know what the fuck that is. You got Lil Wayne rocking the XO chains. I don't know what the fuck that means. All I know is all that shit would be obsolete if Drake just started dropping heat again.
Wow.
Make Drake drop good music again. Can we get that on the hat, please? But it's interesting. You know, after this beef, I think everybody just spent. You have those, and I watch academics live streams, right? And it always kind of makes me mad when I hear academics classify Kendrick Lamar fans as these fucking super predators online who are trying to tear down Drake, tear down academics, and dig for dirt and all this bullshit, right? But I would be a fucking fool if I didn't think that some of that shit was actually going on. There's been people still digging into this whole Drake likes young girl shit. Drake is a predator, all types of shit. You got stuff going viral talking about that episode on Atlanta where Drake was bringing all them bitches in by buses and shit like that. Apparently, that's fucking true.
Wow.
You had Israel Adesanya, and he was on the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz and all them guys talking about how he went to a Drake party and Drake bring bitches by boats and shit.
Wow.
Apparently this shit is true. Bitches, how they get to Drake parties, everybody just don't pull up to Drake house, which is duh. You meet up someplace and then you get transported to Drake's place. But even the thought process of a boat of bitches being fucking sailed over to Drake's house is crazy. When you tie all that into the Baca shit and the whole, that shit get crazy. But when you got people who already believe a certain thing, all that shit just becomes supporting details. You got people who found out that Drake was on the Monkey app.
Wow.
The Monkey app, I've had a few run-ins with clips on Twitter of people using that app, right? And apparently I've never seen anything good happen on that app. I've only seen child predatorial shit happen on that app. So where you'll have some streamer or somebody, you know what I'm saying, voice chatting with random ass people, and you'll see them saying some wild, flagrant, predatorial shit. Right now, you got motherfuckers who will be talking kids having a girl flash them and shit. They be like, "Are you 18? Are you 18?" And the girl be like, "Yeah, I'm 18." And they be like, "Oh, show me your tits." And the girl will show their tits, and they'll hang up on the girl. But oh shit, I didn't know she was gonna show her tits. When the whole point of that was to get her to show her fucking tits. It's some wild, creepy shit. That's why I always say those streaming motherfuckers, them motherfuckers. It's a whole section of those streamers who do some wild child predator, you know what I'm saying, pedophile shit on these motherfucking apps. And Monkey is one of those apps that this shit happens on. There's this girl in Canada, her name was Snow, and she does this. She gets girls to flash those titties. And when I say girls, I mean young girls. She'll ask if they're 18 and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm 18. Man, I'm 29 years old. I don't want to see no 18-year-old titties. I'm being real with you. I don't want to see no 20-year-old titties. I don't even want to see no 21-year-old titties. You got to be on some Megan Thee Stallion shit if you 21 and I see your titties. I don't want to see no young ass titties. I get creeped out by shit like that. But this girl, she was on there, she would have them do that. Even to the point where she would lie and she would ask the girl, "Yo, let me see let's flash each other, right?" And the girl would be like, "Are you streaming?" And she'll lie "No, I'm not streaming," but she clearly is fucking streaming. She'll be like, "Oh, I just clicked off of it," but the whole time people are still watching this shit. And as soon as the girl will flash her fucking titties, she'll hang up and be like, "Oh my God, I didn't think she was actually going to fucking do it." And then she'll flex and be like, "That's my first pair of titties for the motherfucking day." Now, what I'm describing is fucking weird, right? You ask yourself, who the fuck sits there and watches that type of content, right? You ask those questions. Apparently Drake does.
Wow.
Drake on one of his streams shouted her out. Drake said this was his homegirl out of his own fucking mouth. She's crazy. She does wild things. Drake actually went on the girl's fucking stream. He asked her, "Why do you do so many freaky things?
Wow.
What freaky things are you talking about, Drake? The only freaky thing she does is have fucking 18-year-old girls show those tits.
Wow. Wow.
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of whether or not Drake is an actual pedophile, man. These things are real. These things exist. Like, these things are happening in real time. Drake's people trying to come out and say, no, Drake don't really know her. He signed the kick. She signed the kick. She's from Canada. Kick hit him up and say, yo, give her a shout out on your stream. Cool. That don't got shit to do with you actually going on Shorty's stream. You got people trying to say it's AI. I'm not trying to hear that shit, buddy. You shouted this bitch out. You was on her stream. You asked her why she do so many freaky things. If it was fucking AI, I don't think AI will be saying, let's have the AI Drake ask this freaky bitch why she do so many freaky fucking things.
Wow.
I don't know what's up with this Drake nigga. I don't know. But I'm not finna keep acting like these things that this nigga is doing is not weird. That whole monkey app shit is weird. And we gotta call the facts the facts. If a motherfucker is known, the content that they do, even that's just like if you know a motherfucker and they do podcasts, right? They do podcasts, they do live vlogs, they do all that shit, right? they do workout videos, they do, you know what I'm saying, cooking videos, you know what I'm saying, chef oh nasty, all types of shit, right? But in between that, they also do OnlyFans. If a motherfucker get on a live with them and the content that they asked them about wasn't about the chef oh nasty videos, the health videos, the fitness videos, the vlog and the podcasting, it went directly to the OnlyFans, what type of content did you think they would be consuming from that person?
Wow.
I'm just being honest. Like, I don't want to hear no excuses for this nigga, bro. And I'm not even trying to condemn this nigga. I truly don't know. What if it is AI? What if he truly don't know the bitch and it was a business deal? They said shout her out and he shouted her out. She's from the city, cool. It's my homegirl. Y'all go fuck with her. Cool. But then that goes back to what I always say on this podcast. You gotta be careful of the people you endorse, the people you support, the people you put your name on, the people you attach your motherfucking me name to. You gotta be very, very motherfucking me protective of those things. Because now this ain't the first person we know for a fact and did some weird shit, Drake.
Wow.
Baca is a real person. Baca got a real case. This Snow bitch is a real person. She's not even some popular motherfucking me streamer. She had like 4,000 followers on Instagram. Which leads me to believe that Drake stumbled across this bitch on the stream. She's an attractive chick. Drake stumbled across this bitch on the stream. He owned that. I know how this shit go, nigga. These be the same look, man, I'm not finna get into all that. I ain't finna get into all that. We not even finna get into how Shorty said Drake paid for her motherfucking streaming setup. We not even gonna get into all that. We not even gonna get into that's a topic for a whole nother motherfucking me day, man. It truly motherfucking is. But moving on, man, before we get the fuck out of here. I want to talk about this Kamala shit before I get out of here, man. You know, I had somebody knock on my door like last week, right? It was one of those people who go around like trying to see if everybody's voting and stuff like that. She knocked on my door. She's like a Mexican chick, I think. Could have been white, I don't know. And she was like, I'm just asking to make sure you're voting today. And I told her, I'm not voting. She said, even for Kamala? Like she was so like, she's like, oh, even for Kamala, you're not voting? Like she was so like fucking shocked I wasn't voting. And I said, no, I'm not voting for fucking Kamala Harris. And I closed the door. And I didn't do it like super disrespectful or nothing like that. But she was so shocked I wasn't voting for Kamala Harris. Yesterday or day before, you had the whole convention where the Obamas was up there. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama was endorsing fucking Kamala Harris. They was talking shit about Donald Trump going viral and all that shit. I want to say this. I'm not even finna be on this topic that long because I do want to get the fuck out of here. That's a pretty long ass episode. I don't give a fuck that you cool with the Obamas, bitch. Okay? That shit not working again. Niggas voted for Joe Biden because he was the vice president to Barack Obama. You not finna get voted because you got the Obamas talking shit about Trump. I don't give a fuck what they gotta say. And if I'm being real with you, my nigga, I don't want to hear shit from Michelle Obama. You shut the fuck up, bitch. Like real shit. I got the utmost respect for Michelle Obama. But you getting on my fucking nerves. Motherfuckers been clamoring for 8 years now for you to run for president. Motherfuckers been begging for you to run for president. The moment that niggas realized that we was gonna have no more Barack, we wanted Michelle Obama. That's what the people been asking for. You've been fucking quiet. I honestly been sitting back like, yo, I think the reason why Michelle Obama ain't running for president, she might be a transgender. I'm just being real. She might be a transgender, dog. I done seen too many videos of it looking like a dick between her legs, B. I'm just being real with you. But because she's Michelle Obama, I choose to be like, you know what? No, fuck that. That's our first lady. But it don't make sense to me why she wouldn't run for president. You're not finna sit here and tell me you don't want nothing to do with that. You don't want that attention. You don't want those responsibilities. Bitch, why the fuck are you at the convention talking for Kamala then? If you don't want nothing to do with none of this shit, stay your ass away. Just have Barack keep doing the speeches and shit. Go on the side and clap for your fucking man. Don't get your ass up there speaking your views, what you feel, how you feel, what you think the people of America should feel. No, fuck that. You don't feel about it. You don't care about us feeling you should have been the president. Don't get your ass up there just stirring the motherfucking meat pot now, bitch. That's the only reason why I'm like, why Michelle won't run for president? And you can't tell me she won't win. You can't tell me she won't win. There's too many people, dude, that love the Obamas. Too many people, dog. You're not finna sit here and tell me she wouldn't win the election easily. Against Trump, she would easily win against Trump. Easily. The only thing, it's like, that's the only, I've been thinking about this shit for months now, dog. Like, it's damn near every other day. I'll be like, yo, why Michelle? I'm like, why Michelle ain't running for president? And I always come to this same conclusion. She gotta have a dick. She gotta have a dick. That's the only thing that'll make me believe that's stopping her from running for president. Now, if she ran for president, it'd be out in some way that she got a motherfucking dick. And then it'd be like a whole fucking thing. The first black first lady was a fucking man the whole time. You already got the rumors about Barack being gay in college. Like, that shit is out there. So it's like, bro, that's the only reason why I'm watching all this shit. I'm not finna vote for no fucking Kamala Harris because Barack Obama and Michelle Obama is saying, we got your back, sister. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That don't make you black to me because you got because you got Michelle and Barack behind you. Fuck all that bullshit, man. I don't even want to hear from no Obamas right now. I told you I fuck with Barack. Like, Barack my nigga. And I fuck with Michelle. Like, I love Michelle Obama. Whether she a man or a woman, I don't give a fuck. That's my first lady. But I keep sitting back and I'm like, the people, we screaming one person's name this whole time. We want one person to run for president. Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama. And she just won't do it. But when other motherfuckers want to run for president, she gonna try her big foot ass out there and start talking shit, giving these dope ass speeches. That speech was too good to not be for a motherfucker who wasn't running for president, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. That shit makes me mad. I'm not, because that's the same thing that happened with Joe Biden, bro. Niggas voted for Joe Biden because he was cool with Obama and he had Kamala Harris as his VP. We thought she was gonna overthrow that nigga. We thought we was gonna be back in the motherfucking game. That didn't happen. I'm not finna vote for Kamala because she cool with the Obamas. Fuck no, man. Hell no. That shit worked one time. It's not gonna work again, bro. Fuck that. Trump and you, no, hell no. Hell no. But that goes back to what I said a few episodes ago. This shit bigger than Republican versus Democrat. All this shit is about Trump, dog. All that shit that you seen with them on Michelle and Barack, they was just trying to make sure motherfuckers remember, do not vote for that nigga. Can't nobody tell me anything good about Kamala Harris, bro. They can't tell me any of her plans, her ideas that's good for the country, that's gonna impact the inner cities. They can't tell you none of that shit. Everything about Kamala Harris right now is just to say you do not want Trump in office. And I don't think that's gonna work. It's not working on me. You said nothing to make me want to get out of my house and go vote for you to make sure he doesn't. You done nothing. You said nothing. I don't give a fuck about the Obamas right now talking. Nah, fuck that. Fuck Michelle Obama right now, bro. That bitch got a dick, bro. I'm telling you, I know she do. I know it, bro. That's the only thing, bro. Just like it just don't make sense to why she's not running for president. Like, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna wrap the pod up. I think out of all my years of paying attention to the election, this is the first time that it's been this unconventional. Like, nobody in the Democrats didn't vote for Kamala Harris. She stepped in. She's stepping in for a nigga. Like, nobody was running around talking about her praxis, her ideology about how to fix the nation. None of that shit. Nobody was saying none of that shit. We was all talking about how she wasn't doing a good job at the border. And then because Joe Biden is too fucking incompetent, now we just need somebody, and they just slide her in position. We supposed to act like she's the best person for the job? Like, to me, it's set up for this nigga Trump to win. He not running against nobody for real. Like, you're not even running against somebody at the Democratic Party themselves selected. She didn't get voted by a Democrat to be a Democratic elective. So it's just odd to me how all of a sudden everybody's just so Kamala Harris. Everybody's just so Kamala Harris. Like, no, nobody's pro Kamala. They just anti-Trump. And to me, I can't vote for. I can't vote like that. I can't vote like that. If I'm not pro you, I can't vote for you. No matter how much I don't like this other motherfucker, I don't like you either. So I'd rather just keep my votes to myself. I put too much stock into my vote, bro. I value my own opinion way too motherfucking much. Real motherfucking me talk, but I truly motherfucking me do. But it is bothersome. You know what I'm saying? It is bothersome. But I do hope that, because the Michelle Obama thing was a little interesting, because that was the most direct I've heard Michelle Obama in a minute. Like, she was up there snapping, man. That speech was golden. So it does make me wonder, okay, let's say in 2028, do we think we get Michelle Obama then?
Wow.
Because she came out first, I believe. And I think she introduced Barack Obama, if my memory's correct. Like, Michelle Obama had that fucking place rocking, dog. And this is like her first time, like, in a minute. And I'm pretty sure when she was in office and she like writing her books and all that shit, like, she was more so like upfront and direct on the mic and all that. But like, this is for the first time in a very long time. This is the first time Michelle Obama has been like that direct with the fuck she's saying, like up there popping her shit like that. Like, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Hopefully in 2028, you know what I'm saying, not only do we get the Olympics in LA, but we finally get Michelle Obama to stop being pussy and fucking run for president. I don't want to see Hillary Clinton. I don't want to see Kamala Harris. I don't want to see none. I want to see Michelle Obama be the first motherfucking husband and wife to be president of the motherfucking United States of America. That's what the fuck I want, goddammit. Let's fucking make history the right way, bitch. Real motherfucking me talk. Shit, man. But with that being said, I think that's all we motherfucking me got, man. Let's run through the docket real fast, man. We got motherfucking me. We talked about the real shit going on behind the motherfucking me scene. We talked about Noah Lyles winning and losing at the same damn time. We talked about Tyrese going to Breakfast Club and being the realest in the motherfucking me game. Post Malone blaming black people for his drinking problems. Talked about B King passing away. Rest in peace to my motherfucking me guy B King. We talked about Drake dropping 100 gigs for your head tops. We talked about the Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, Trump, fucking circus ass clown show of a presidential election. Talk about a lot, obviously. But with that being said, shit, you know what time it is. DJ, drop that fire ass beat, my nigga. God damn. Pressing the wrong buttons and shit. But with that being said, nigga, DJ, drop that fire ass beat, my nigga. Episode 220, man. Thin line between genius and insanity, hosted by yours truly, O to the motherfucking G. I want to say shout out to everybody around the world that's tapped and joined the conversation. I truly appreciate all the love and support, man. Let's keep building this shit brick by motherfucking me brick. You already know I give it up, man. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay sane. And how to this episode, man. We out this motherfucker. Peace. I'll be real with y'all, man. You know, in the midst of all this shit going on, I am very happy to be like, I got these next couple of weeks, next 13 weeks of extra free time to actually divulge myself more into the podcast space. I got a few more people I want to bring on to the show. I want to space those episodes out just because this isn't a guest-oriented show, and I personally don't give a fuck about what people got to talk about like that, to be having back-to-back episodes of just other people's voice on my goddamn platform. That shit's annoying as fuck. But, you know, I am working on more materials. I was supposed to drop some merch a few weeks ago, but just because I didn't find the right material for the shorts, I want to make some shorts and I want to put some hats out there. I'm still having a hard time deciding if it's gonna be like some fucking trucker hats, some snap, some fucking and some beanies and shit like that. I'm having a hard time deciding because out here in Arizona, bro, the trucker hat would be more so out here in Arizona. But my style, my sense of style is still on some Midwest shit. Like I'm still thinking about beanies and shit like that. I'm thinking about my people that's back home that really consume this motherfucking show. So I'm still having a hard time debating on what the fuck I'm gonna do. That's really because I don't have the time to really sit the fuck down and actually design this shit. So with the new time I'm gonna have coming up, I'll have much more time to get that finished product out for you guys and get that fall drop like I originally wanted anyway, out there to the motherfucking friends of the show, man. But episode 220, you know, it's a thin line between genius and insanity. I want to say thank you to everybody that tapped and joined the conversation. I truly love you guys. You guys helped me get through so much, and you don't even fucking know it, man. For people that be thinking that my life is going one way or they perceive me to be some way or something like that, this show is here for a reason. This is the real raw Hatch. Like there's nothing that's fake and phony about this shit. There isn't that much going into editing. You know what I'm saying? I may clip up some, you know, some coughs and shit here and there, but everything I come in the studio and say, I make sure you guys hear it. So I just want to say thank you for everybody that's been tapped in this day, motherfucking me one. Shout out to my first time listeners, to my last time listeners. And thank you to everybody that's been rocking with your motherfucking me boy, man. Episode 220, man. We out this bitch. I'll y'all and I'll holler at y'all.